Hi, ho everyone, my name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 140. In today's episode, we talk about some Super Smash Brothers competitive drama. About a certain Minecraft character. What?
Which one could that be?
Yeah.
Enderman?
What? We talk about Thor: Love and Thunder and Marvel, spoiler free.
The Boys.
Marvel. The Boys series finale, briefly, also spoiler free.
Does Blue hate Stranger Things?
Good.
Oh my god. We'll find out.
And then some questions and answers and other things. You're like, wait, that took an hour and a half? You know us. Yeah, it did. So we will get into it right now. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. One thing that's most important is taking care of your mind. Now that can mean many things, but to me, it's definitely doing things that I enjoy and things that don't cause me any stress. How well would you take care of your car if you had to keep the same one for your entire life? That's how your brain works, so why don't we treat them the exact same way? BetterHelp was just what I needed to learn what my mind needed the most. I learned that I needed to take some time to myself and also play some video games that are fun and not necessarily the in thing to play in order to get viewership. Everybody should try BetterHelp. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions so you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off for the first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's betterhelp.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. Level with me. We've all been in situations at some point in our lives when we're a little tight on cash. Maybe you can only afford to put a few gallons of gas in your tank, or you got another save the date and wondering how you're going to afford the gift. That's where Dave can help. Dave is a banking app that can help you get to up to $500 instantly with extra cash. As I'm growing older, I've noticed that wedding gifts have become all the craze, so I'm trying to figure out how to do all of that. But if I had Dave in my corner, then I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. That $500 Instacash, that's more money for you to fill your tank, buy a wedding gift, or catch up on bills. You can finally tackle those expenses that have been stressing you out with no hangups. There's no interest, no credit check needed. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get financial relief they needed extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand from the future you. Download the Dave app right now from the App Store. That's DAVE. Sign up for extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For the terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve, member FDIC. Future you will thank you. Hey you, yeah you, got bush? You definitely do if you haven't tried the newest product from our sponsor today, Manscaped. Taking control of your bush is so important. These products are so good, you're going to keep showing pride in your new free bush-free yard. It's a fact that you will have the best capped nut sack on the cul-de-sac. Save big and be the most hygienic version of yourself by using our discount code GG for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. The only way I'm going in to trim my bush is if I have Manscaped products, and thankfully I do. You gotta get your hands on some of these to keep that bush nice and clean. Whether you're looking like a bald eagle or just in need of a safer trim, Manscaped is dedicated to help you find and level up your body grooming game. The grooming package I highly recommend is the Performance Package 4.0. Inside comes a Lawnmower 4.0, designed with skin-safe technology. Also, the trimmer has an LED light so you can mow in the dark. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with our code GG. It's time you level up from Amazon to the Amadong with the ultimate bushwhacking tools from Manscaped. Those big wireless providers forget that families come in all shapes and sizes. That's why Mint Mobile decided to shake the wireless industry with their brand new Modern Family plan. Each phone line starts at just $15 a month, and you only need 2 lines to get started. No matter how big or small your family is, you deserve to save on your wireless. Sydney and I with this plan would be saving $70 a month. For anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers wireless for just $15 a month. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high speed delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Plus, Mint Mobile's modern family plan lets you mix and match data plans, so everyone gets the amount of data that's right for them. Use your own phone with Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone along with your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, including the modern family plan, go to mintmobile.com/GG. That's mintmobile.com/GG. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 140.
G,
We're into the
over easy.
You're telling me the producers gave us a raise and we have an actual budget?
Over easy. Yeah.
It feels like we're in Space Jam because I just
Everybody get up and GG over easy. Now drop your ass low and fart. Now, wait, no.
I do that all the time. I watched Hustle recently. Have you guys heard of it?
Hustle?
That movie was so good, dude.
It
I
was
only
good.
know Hustle and Flow.
Yo, Bo Cruz.
Yeah, Adam Sandler. I think it's like a Netflix exclusive movie or something.
Yeah.
Oh, with the one with Juancho.
Yeah.
I know.
So Claire and I watched it just because we heard it was good. But we were both kind of like, because we don't know basketball. So
Fair.
we were watching it. And we finished it. And
you know ball now.
Well, throughout the whole movie, we're like, it seems like that's somebody important. And if we knew basketball, we'd be like, that's cool. And then sure enough,
quite a few.
Yeah, at the very end, they show like the 20, 30 different cameos, like so-and-so as so-and-so. I'm like, cool.
Like all
Don't
the
know who
NBA
that
people.
is. Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, there was a lot of cameos. So if you missed it, don't blame you.
It's still a good movie, regardless, even not being a basketball fan or anything. But yeah, it was like I feel other people, like if I watch like a football movie, for instance, probably be like, oh my god, that's like so and so, and somebody,
oh my god, OJ Simpson. Like I'm such a big fan.
Yeah, and I was the same way. I was like, I think this old person they're spending too much time on with this random one-off liner is probably somebody important.
Yeah, but like the main guy who Adam Sandler discovers used to play for the Nuggets, and we traded.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure he got benched or something. Like now he doesn't even play. I think he did.
Yeah, he stinks. No, I love Juancho. Juancho is a good player. We like Juancho.
It makes a lot more sense
good
though.
Player.
Yeah, good
just
role player.
He's just not he's not Bo Cruz.
I mean, but he's just a guy. He's just a guy.
I mean, still to play in the NBA.
Yeah, for sure.
At the level he does, yeah, obviously, like he's built different, but like he's not, we're not having no cruise missile. Type.
Okay, so I do need to. So we talking NBA real quick. So Christian, I saw Derek this past weekend, and Rich, his dad was talking. He goes, "Who's that guy you do YouTube with?" And Derek goes, "Christian, Dad." So yeah. He said like Christian. So I don't know if you like knew and watched your content, but he's like, yeah, you guys are doing big things.
Well, thanks, Derek.
Oh wait, that's huge.
Yeah. It's just funny because I don't think Derek. No, I know Derek and I never said a word to each other. Probably shared a gaze. We're within 10 feet of each other. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean,
shout out.
But Rob, hey,
humbled because Derek's doing way bigger things. Way to go, buddy.
Hey, he probably saw. Hey, he was like, "Yo, Rob's doing big things." Checked it out. Damn,
Christian's doing bigger things.
And then Derek's doing.
And then Derek's like, "Wait, I'm still
the biggest thing." So,
wait, he doesn't do Among Us anymore.
I loved your guys' D1 content.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Does D1 the Hawkman wager, dude? That was hilarious. Rob.
Like, thanks, Derek.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's cool. Good old Derek. Well, that's what Claire kept saying was like, are any of these guys that guy from your school? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And we went to the movie. Derek was not in the movie. Unlucky.
He was in the finals. He was too busy.
Well, see, I'm just a normie though. It's like, well, there wasn't LeBron or like Steph Curry or Michael Jordan, so I didn't recognize them.
Like, yeah, very niche players.
Because basketball is just never a thing in our house. Like, we watch almost every sport except basketball. Didn't help too that none of us can play basketball.
Yeah,
we were miserable.
We had every sport other than like cricket.
Oh, well, I mean, if we want to go that route, yeah, like we didn't really.
Or baseball. No baseball.
We,
and hockey too.
We
Like,
watched World Series, but yeah, that was the thing. This was like where I was like, this is boring. There's like two things my dad would put on to fall asleep: basketball or golf. So, or not basketball, baseball or golf.
Did you watch the Avs in the Stanley Cup? They won, yay! Like,
well, funny, I didn't have anywhere. I didn't have anywhere to watch it, so.
Oh.
I don't have cable
don't have, like,
or like
TV
sports
or, like,
subscription.
YouTube TV?
No.
You just need ABC. You don't even need cable to watch.
I ain't got none of that. So
Okay.
I was like, oh.
Hey, I'm still a sucker,
Avs.
dude. I still pay for cable just because I need my red zone with Chris Hansen.
I only buy YouTube TV during football season. That's when I.
That's when you re-up.
Yeah, and then Super Bowl's over, cancel. And then,
well, did you see another news with NFL? Roger Goodell today said that they're probably ending their NFL Sunday Ticket with DirecTV and putting it on a streaming platform. So maybe soon here.
Probably not going to be YouTube. They're just probably going to do it on their own, right?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe do their own kind of red zone Sunday Ticket. I would buy the shit out of that. I would drop my cable. Like, that's it.
I mean, yeah, because like that's literally the only reason I buy cable. So if it were cheaper and just football, great, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I need. I love the NFL way too much. We're like 60 days away. Let's go.
Speaking of sports drama, we've got some esports drama.
Oh yes.
In the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate scene. It's been pretty funny to watch recently.
Very funny to watch.
In some tournaments, there have been a certain character that has risen to prominence and kind of just started winning every tournament. And the big thing about it too is most of them have been considered to be either mid-tier or out of nowhere players who just show up with this character and kind of just smurf.
Always looked as an off-meta type character.
No, not off-meta.
No.
It's very too meta. The problem is it's broken.
People have known how absurd he can be, but no one's really been like
taking the time to do it.
Taking the time to like push how far broken this character could be. So people are starting to do it, and people don't like it.
Well, part of the thing too is he came out in the last DLC pack, and I think all those came out during the pandemic. So part of it too was all those characters weren't played immediately at tournament. So like we didn't really get to see the full extent of them in in-person tournaments, right? So part of that was like we're finally back, and now we're like, oh, and now
the offline Steves are here.
Yeah. So yeah, spoilers if you didn't know, it's Minecraft Steve. Of course, of all the characters,
just
it's Steve.
Destroying.
And
giving it that, just giving people the sauce.
Well, what I think the problem is I think if it was any other character, like any other character, I think people would be okay with it. But because it's a Minecraft character and it's just so out there and different, I think it just pisses people off more.
It's not that. It's just this character. So you're almost right. You're almost right in that, yes. People don't like it because it's a Minecraft character. Not because of the reputation or anything of Minecraft, not because nothing to do socially. Everything to do with this character. How did they design it for Smash to play in Smash Ultimate? And the answer is they did not.
No.
They just thought, dude, how sick would it be to have Minecraft Steve in Smash Ultimate? And then
they were too busy wondering if we could, and not if they should.
Never asked, should we be doing this? So yeah, Minecraft Steve's kit is just so much different than any other. Like there's the rest of the roster. There's a couple outliers that are very unique, and then there's Minecraft Steve, who was just like,
and the infuriating part too about Steve is you have to play his game in any matchup, because it's not like, oh well, I'll just zone him, oh I'll just stall him, oh I'll just go aggro, because you can't stall him because then he's going to get everything he wants, and you can't go aggro because then he has 8 million different things to just
he's like
cheese
mining
you
for
with
diamonds, right? Like that's his whole gimmick.
So he's going for diamonds.
And he
Diamonds or
doesn't even
gold.
need them either, which is the.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
But it's like
Imagine Olimar. You know how everyone hated Olimar, right? Imagine Olimar, but Olimar is literally a ticking time bomb. And if you don't keep pressure on Olimar, then Olimar will get the ultra super giga dick punch Pikmin if you don't
and those
rush him
Pikmin
down.
will stay around until he dies. That's essentially what it feels like. But like,
And also Minecraft Steve can zone you out with blocks.
yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, the minecart!
I was
I
gonna
want the
get to that.
minecart deleted. I want
He
the minecart
can-
deleted from the game.
He can build terrain, which spoilers on a platform fighter, who would have thought would be busted? What a surprise. Like the amount of times I was watching tournament, especially this recent one, Get on My Level. I think that was the one in Canada.
He won, right? Like he
Yeah.
won Get on My Level.
Well, and he won the Invitational before that, and I think he won a Combo Breaker before that.
It's a Japanese
and
like player, right?
the Japanese Acola won Invitational. This most recent one was I don't know who it was.
Oh, the most recent one was a guy. His tag is Ban Steve.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny because he is like, we should ban Steve.
Or
Because
more specifically, I think it's like we need to ban Steve or something.
everyone is like, that's the thing, is like, part of it is like literally these people you haven't heard of, or like we're like barely on the radar, are just winning these majors now because like I'm sure they're good players, but Steve could carry anybody. And so he has a stupid block building. He has the mining. And then, yeah, my biggest thing is the minecart. He can send out this minecart with just some iron resources if he has them.
It's so fast too.
It's a command grab with a giant hitbox. It's like, I think it's like practically unpunishable. And then if you get hit by it, there's almost no way to get out of it without getting punished. Even if you're a mashing god, like it's just this, you just see the mine come out and someone gets stuck in, you're like, sweet dude, here we
GG's
go.
got him.
It's like my problem with him is it's not because it's Minecraft Steve, it's because he is so just uninteresting to watch. He's just lame. Like it feels like you don't have to work. Like if he hits you with an up tilt, it's like a guaranteed 70% combo.
Is that the magma ball cube?
No, that's
thing?
his up smash, which is also the way it's hitbox to suck people. I hate that too. His everything about it's like he doesn't have a disadvantage state practically. Like he just, what is that? He doesn't know.
Is he as bad as like Bayonetta was in Ultimate, or
I don't think he's that bad.
No,
because Bayonetta was like, okay, straight up, top players are starting to just pick and main Bayonetta because like you have to.
But see, that's what I'm worried is like, is this the start?
God, a Minecraft Steve Mir? Like, have there been any Mir matchups?
Please,
Yeah, sure.
I would fall asleep.
Yeah, but like,
I would literally just be watching people. I would rather watch someone just actually play the game.
Yeah, so
than
like,
watch that's it.
It
would be the same experience.
Like it just feels like whenever they get a kill, 9 times out of 10 they didn't have to work for it the same. It's like the percentage they can kill regardless of your weight, the stuff they can pull up, the whatchamacallit, the true combos, and it's just like it's just so boring for me.
There's a couple of fun like kill confirms with the blocks where like Steve's will flex on people, and that's pretty fun. But like most of the time, it's like, Steve just up tilted into penis dick punch.
Up smash your dead.
Yeah. They mine carted and spiked him. That was unavoidable. GG's got him.
Or like with some
the
people,
TNT blew up when they were trying to punish Steve.
Yeah, the TNT, which is stupid. But then also like just like that, like you can minecart and like half the roster, you can just build a wall on the side of the ledge and they'll just die because they can't get back. Like whose idea was this?
Like I watched a little video on it. The worst part about it too is like when you get off stage, it seems like he has the best edge guarding in the game, like by far. Like
he's like, what option? I have so many.
If he gets you off stage, like pray.
Essentially, yeah.
Pray you win the rock paper scissors.
And so, yeah, I'm going to be honest. I am currently in the ban Steve camp because
Wow.
normally I wouldn't be, but I think they announced there's like no more balance patches for Ultimate. So if this is how Steve's going to stay, it's just very unfun in my opinion. And like
there was one moment that was really fun, I will say, and it was when he was edge guarding someone, and he drew a penis with the blocks to
I'd see
edge
that.
guard them. That was pretty wicked.
And see, he can
Otherwise,
do that. Why not?
No,
right?
I do like the one where it feel like it was before Steve was super meta, so everyone thought it was cool. But he like made an F and then like hit the dude off stage, like.
Well, yeah,
That was
like
cool.
that's the thing too. Is like, oh, new character. Oh, someone's using it. Oh, cool. And that's before they realize, like, wait,
I did see like something like you can't even shield in one of his attacks because it'll just break your shield essentially. I think
he
it was
has
his
so
anvil or
many
something.
shield breaks. So many shield breaks.
and then on top of that,
Like you have to spot dodge some of them, or you just die.
his having, and then on top of that, the different weapons. So like, diamond's just busted, but gold is also good because he just has better frame data on every move when he's using it too. It's just like, as a spectator, I'm like, bruh. And like you can see the people having to play them too just get so frustrated because they're like, what? It just doesn't. I feel like it just kind of ruins the integrity of the game.
What's the next big event?
Probably one in like a week or two. I'm not sure.
Ultimate is Ultimate at Evo this year or is it not? Right, it's not.
Near.
So dumb.
I'm sure they'll have one soon, but that's the funny thing too. Now everyone's like, MK Leo, come back, save us. Because
So what, he retired or something?
no, he's just been smurfing around the world. He went to like Japan for a while, and he's been in Europe, and he's just winning everything unintentionally too. He's like, I'm not even trying.
Who's he playing?
Corrin, Pyramithra.
So not
Lilith.
Joker anymore.
Here's the thing
he
about
quit
the
Joker
thing
a while
about
ago.
the thing about Leo is like I don't even know if Leo can save us.
I know. Well, that's why like the first event he's back is going to be like praise.
I don't even know if Leo can save us because Leo doesn't even necessarily play to win anymore.
I mean,
Leo
said
at this
that,
point
right?
just plays the characters that he loves the most, and he's also just happens to be just from a pure player perspective, Leo's the best player in the world. Not even close.
So the next event is Double Down 2022.
What is that?
It's today actually.
Oh, so yeah, probably over the
Ooh.
weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever he comes back, I hope, because like that's just like that for me is gonna be the nail in the coffin. If a mid to highest tier player can pick up Steve and then Smurf on MKLeo, I'm sorry, but probably the character. And so like that's what I'm afraid of is like some people are like, oh, it's too early, and it might, but I don't want this to lead to Ultimate's Bayonetta, and then we're stuck with this until probably inevitably they make a new Smash game, whether or not Sakurai is gonna be behind it. But I just don't want that to happen.
If they make a new Smash game, is everybody going to be there again? They kind of have to be, right?
I don't think so. That was
Who
like the
knows?
gimmick of Ultimate. Well, I mean, the game was great as a whole, but like that was, I think, especially for Sakurai's point of view too, he wanted to go out with like, he wanted to go all out. So I think there's no way Nintendo's going to stop making Smash.
100%.
It's just
The
whether or
Next
not
Smash is a
Sakurai.
big. Next Smash is just the ultra question mark for everybody. Like we have truly no concept of what's going to be. We have no idea what, because it's not Sakurai's, so we don't know what the vision is. Like it's 100% Nintendo's hands.
I have to hope.
So we don't know.
Like, I almost hope they don't bring everybody back because I'd be even more worried than just not knowing. That's a lot of question marks and a lot of variabilities. Like, I would rather them kind of go back, cut the roster to what they think, like maybe half or something, and then just focus more on getting a good game. Because that's the thing too, is if the next Smash game without Sakurai comes out and it's meh, I feel like that's practically nail in the coffin for Smash. Because then iterations, it'll take forever, and then it'll be like Melee when Brawl came out. People will just go back to stay in Ultimate and Melee. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping they secretly are like, okay, we'll do one more balance patch. That'd be nice. But it certainly has been very interesting. I was popping off though for Big D. I got to give.
Oh my god, that was super hype.
Boy was he climbed all the way grand finals. First time ice climbers had ever made it to grand finals in Ultimate, and
this was get on my level.
He went through a gauntlet, yeah, against he went up against Steve, and then pretty one sided. I think he might have taken one game, but like
he took the first game. He was super hyped because he got this 0 to death at the very end. Yeah, it was the up B kill.
That I was
the 0 to death. I was hype.
Like the whole chat's like, up B can kill, and I'm like, I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's insane. And that's the funny thing too, though, is like in a world where ICs are meta, that would have been like, this is lame. But for me, it's like no one plays ICs.
He's the underdog.
Also knowing, like, that's the difference too, is like, for instance, I like Riddles. A lot of people think he's a very divisive character because of the characters he plays, which is like Terry and Kazuya Mishima. Personally, I love watching Kazuya. And most people are like, this is so lame. He's the Tekken guy. He's the one that like threw Kirby and everyone off the cliff, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I love watching Kazuya. He can get some dumb like 0 to deaths or combos. But the other thing too is he worked for it. First off, he has to fish for the hit, which is super committal. And then on top of that, the inputs and the execution are pretty tough. But then I see like Steve do something pretty similar, and I'm like, he hit 2 up tilts, you know. So like I do get too that there's like some whatchamacallit? I'm being like hypocriticalness or whatever there. But I think the difference is how hard it is to execute, how hype it is. And that's the thing too, is like, again, if suddenly everyone was running Kazuya, it'd probably get old. But again, it's cool seeing Riddles be the only one to take the fighting game characters like that for the most part. There's a Ken player from Japan. He was at the Invitational. But like, he almost exclusively is keeping those characters at the top. And so for me, I always like to root for people who are using characters that there aren't much player or like distribution among top players. And so they kind of showcase the characters because it works for them. But then it's like something like Steve, where it's like, okay, everyone and their mom right now is picking this up. And then that's just the worrying thing too, is like, these are going to compound on themselves, and the amount of people who are going to pick up Steve is just going to keep building and building and building.
Was this at the same event where that one of the most cringe things I've ever seen?
Yeah. No. Yeah. But that was the Melee before.
The quote unquote anti pop off.
That's not that was cringe. I don't care what. I think that was cringe.
I saw that live and I was like I was sitting there for a second because I was like half paying attention. I was like, wait, I thought HBox won. What's going on here? And then it like
the grabbing of the waist and like the holding at the it was just the whole.
I get what he was going for, but yeah, for me, like my secondhand embarrassment was like actual cringe. I'm not using it ironically. Like I was like, but that was hilarious though. But ironically,
IRL cringe.
That'll go down in history.
Yeah, I was there. You were there in chat. You could have said that.
So yeah, hopefully something gets done because I like watching Smash and I want
is that your favorite esport to watch?
Probably
more than League.
It's like right there with the League. I like Smash can be a little more fun though because it's a little more digestible.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not as committal. I can watch
League like you got to go in your like theater and you're.
I'm sitting there for a while, right? I think, I think I'd like to see it get changed because I like currently in Ultimate 2, it is nice because like you can go to almost any event, and genuinely, like in top 8, there's almost always at least 8 different characters, or at least like some side characters people will pull out, and that's great. And I just don't want it to get to a point where that's not the case. Ban Steve, thanks.
Are you in the Ban Steve camp, Blue, or just?
I am not in the Ban Steve camp just yet. I think people will eventually. It's like Olimar, where people eventually kind of figured out what playstyle worked with Olimar, and I think eventually people will figure Steve out. But
Please
I mean, hey, if people don't,
expose him.
then yeah, I'll be like Ban Steve, because then at that point, if people genuinely do not figure out like what works, how to play against him, like what, like, you know, they don't, like, the experimentation gets to the point where it's like, why do I even try? And then we have people people just picking up Steve because they want to win, not because, like, you know, they're like, this
Shades of
character,
Bayonetta.
this character's, you know, this character is very me, and I want to see how far I can take this character. Versus, oh my god,
Freelo.
the top 8 is Steve's. I have to be in the top 8. I'm picking Steve. So at that point, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, ban Steve. I would, it would need to get close to Bayonetta level or Meta Knight level where it's like, yeah, that character's gonna top every single major ever. Like, different people with the same character topping is like, yeah, it's pretty
Nintendo
tough.
steps in and is like, hey, patch update 1.
Nintendo's not stepping in.
1.0.
We can only hope.
Nintendo not stepping in. But yeah, I
But
don't
they
think
do have that
Steve's.
Panda Cup, right? Isn't that like Nintendo sanctioned events type of thing?
Yeah, but Nintendo is not going to do any more balance patches. So,
We can
but
pray.
yeah, I'm not in the ban Steve camp. I'm not in the ban Steve camp yet.
Okay.
Maybe eventually.
I don't actually want to see him banned yet, but
you
just
think he should
but
be.
I'm like, that's where I am. I'm like, if push comes to shove, it's like banning icy wobbles. You know, at some point, maybe it's better we get.
Is that
but
banned
that's
now
just
in Melee?
yeah. It in most like I think it's Dave's rule set or whatever, which is what most
Dave's rule set?
yeah.
What do they call
It goes way back, but that's just like a because they also use like a modified melee build that like automatically disables certain stages. And
Do you guys
blah,
like
blah, blah.
watching Melee or Ultimate more?
I can for different reasons.
Ooh, I definitely prefer Ultimate. I'm kind of burnt out on Melee. I've been burnt out for a couple years on Melee. It just doesn't hit the same, especially because Ultimate is so fun to watch. I think for me, Melee finally got power crept by Ultimate in my enjoyment factor. I still like Melee, but I don't keep up with Melee like I used to.
For me, more fun to watch Ultimate and it's fresh. Melee I like to keep up with like the storylines, the players.
Yeah.
And like
The drama.
you watch Melee for like the technicalities and the skill expression in the characters, whereas Ultimate you watch for everything else, which is like the variety, the fun. I think like it is more digestible and more interesting.
Yeah.
Who
Because
got
like
first and second in Melee?
Hungry Box won, Moki, I believe Moki, the Fox player, got second, or Sheik player. Sheik.
I'd say Melee. Okay, I think for the competition, I prefer Ultimate. For like the characters, definitely Melee. Melee is a more entertaining scene personality wise, like pretty easily. But
It's easy to
Ultimate's
have that
just,
though when you've been doing it for what, like
oh yeah,
16
exactly.
years, like however long some of these
But
guys have been playing Melee.
yeah, so there's a lot of great branded character personalities, people, memers. Ultimate's a little more competition based, and I do like Ultimate. Well, not competition based; they're all competition based, but like Ultimate is more fun for me to watch that competition as a competition. Melee I watch because it's like, that's as cringe as it was. That is why people watch Ultimate or Melee, is for the the H box pop off when H box won.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. One thing that's most important is taking care of your mind. Now that can mean many things, but to me, it's definitely doing things that I enjoy and things that don't cause me any stress. How well would you take care of your car if you had to keep the same one for your entire life? That's how your brain works, so why don't we treat them the exact same way? BetterHelp was just what I needed to learn what my mind needed the most. I learned that I needed to take some time to myself and also play some video games that are fun and not necessarily the in thing to play in order to get viewership. Everybody should try BetterHelp. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions, so you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off for the first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's betterhelp.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. Level with me. We've all been in situations at some point in our lives when we're a little tight on cash. Maybe you can only afford to put a few gallons of gas in your tank, or you got another save the date and wondering how you're going to afford the gift. That's where Dave can help. Dave is a banking app that can help you get to up to $500 instantly with extra cash. As I'm growing older, I've noticed that wedding gifts have become all the craze, so I'm trying to figure out how to do all of that. But if I had Dave in my corner, then I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. That $500 in Instacash, that's more money for you to fill your tank, buy a wedding gift, or catch up on bills. You can finally tackle those expenses that have been stressing you out with no hangups. There's no interest, no credit check needed. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get financial relief they needed extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand from the future you. Download the Dave app right now from the App Store. That's DAVE. Sign up for extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For the terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve, member FDIC. Future you will thank you. Hey you, yeah you, got bush? You definitely do if you haven't tried the newest product from our sponsor today, Manscaped. Taking control of your bush is so important. These products are so good, you're going to keep showing pride in your new free bush-free yard. It's a fact that you will have the best capped nut sack on the cul-de-sac. Save big and be the most hygienic version of yourself by using our discount code GG for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. The only way I'm going in to trim my bush is if I have Manscaped products, and thankfully I do. You gotta get your hands on some of these to keep that bush nice and clean. Whether you're looking like a bald eagle or just in need of a safer trim, Manscaped is dedicated to help you find and level up your body grooming game. The grooming package I highly recommend is the Performance Package 4.0. Inside comes a Lawnmower 4.0, designed with skin-safe technology. Also, the trimmer has an LED light so you can mow in the dark. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with our code GG. It's time you level up from Amazon to the Amadong with the ultimate bushwhacking tools from Manscaped. Those big wireless providers forget that families come in all shapes and sizes. That's why Mint Mobile decided to shake the wireless industry with their brand new Modern Family Plan. Each phone line starts at just $15 a month, and you only need 2 lines to get started. No matter how big or small your family is, you deserve to save on your wireless. Sydney and I with this plan would be saving $70 a month. For anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers wireless for just $15 a month. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Plus, Mint Mobile's Modern Family Plan lets you mix and match data plans, so everyone gets the amount of data that's right for them. Use your own phone with Mint Mobile Plan and keep your same phone along with your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, including the Modern Family Plan, go to mintmobile.com/GG. That's mintmobile.com/GG. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GG. From cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us where it all hurts. And trust me, it really hurts. That's why I started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With every purchase, I'm earning cash back thanks to Upside. With gas the way it is now, I'm actually earning a lot more money cash back with getting my gas. So I'm making sure I'm using Upside every time I'm filling up my tank. To get started, download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play Store. Use our promo code GG and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Next, claim an offer for whatever you want to buy on Upside. Check in at a business, pay as usual, credit or debit card, and get paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn up to 3 times more using Upside. You can cash out anytime to your bank, PayPal, or e-gift card, or Amazon and other brands. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. That's probably why they're a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Download the free Upside app and use promo code GG to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using our promo code GG.
Part of it is like Ultimate. Every set or matchup can be something new is happening. And you're like, this hasn't been done before. Melee is pretty solved like a 99% degree. So like that's when someone, like when you're watching a game, unless you've kept up with Melee or play professionally, the nuances are lost on you. And they can be like, this player plays this so differently. The way they play their Fox, and you could be like, what? This looks like the other Fox I just watched. But like I'm watching Ices against Steve, and I'm like, what the fudge just happened? I've never seen that before. And I think that's part of why Ultimate is beautiful, is because of its giant roster. And that's like what people talk about. Like, I do agree with Blue. I think part of it is everyone is going to buckle down and learn the Steve matchup, because I think that's also part of it is you can be the best player, maybe barring MK Leo, and you could still get tripped up or lose to like a smaller to mid-tier character just because you don't have that matchup unlocked, because how could you when there's 90 other characters, whatever. Like Ice Climbers in this most recent finals. Everyone doesn't have much Ice Climbers experience. So I think that's part of it, for me at least.
Yeah, I like watching it if it's like a big one, but I guess Get on My Level is a big one though. I guess I missed that.
I'll consume it all, baby.
Like, I like the Summit. The Summit's always my favorite.
Well, and that's why, like, for instance, like Melee Summit does so well, is because that's just, they essentially go and invite the most,
like a popularity contest.
Yeah,
Almost.
so it's all players you know, and it's all the storyline, and I mean, that's the interesting stuff.
Have you been playing that new fighting game that you wanted to try out? That
DNF?
Yes.
I did. I suck. just like all the other ones.
I was gonna say, like, which one have you picked up? Like, all right, I'm nice at this.
Yeah, probably none. I kind of got nice at Fighters at like, one point, but also I picked it up and I was trash. That one I bothered to like kind of get semi-decent at. And when I mean semi-decent, I mean very average. Yeah, I picked this one up and I'm just doing like the training alone, and I'm like, I'm lost. Like I'm just not, my mind and stuff isn't built for that kind of game, because like literally I didn't grow up on them. I don't have any experience. Fighter Z was like my first true 2D fighting game. Combos, strings, combo, like all that is. It's like having to rewind, and I'm an old dog at this point, you know? So I'm learning these tricks real slow.
Yeah.
Can't think of a segue. I was trying to see if there's something that's segueing to. I got a segue. I saw Thor: Love and Thunder last night, and I think Blue did too.
I did see Thor Stinky Poopy.
Sydney and I were going to see it, but we instead, she went on a backpacking trip this weekend, so I have to wait a couple days to watch it. But we instead watched The Boys, the season finale of The Boys.
Goated.
I haven't seen it, so what was your spoiler-free of The Boys finale?
I loved it. Like, that show can do no wrong.
Hold up. To preface this, everyone watching, don't worry.
Oh yeah,
both The Boys and Thor will be spoiler-free reviews, so we're not going to go into any details. We're just going to give general feelings on how we feel. So don't click off. You're okay. You're safe here. Shh, it's okay.
The only spoiler is I was shocked when Hugh Jackman's Wolverine showed up. He fought Thanos.
My god,
that
so
was nuts.
True. He nay-nayed on Thanos.
But that show can do no wrong in my book. That the writers in that show own. So like a 9 out of 10. There was something like I was kind of sad about, but I think it's because. But that's it.
I gotta disagree. I feel like
It was bad.
the finale was a slight miss for me.
Oh.
Okay. I've seen those
Now-
kind of reactions too.
I gotta say, I think The Boys. Now, okay, I'll say the slight miss for The Boys is like
Yeah, like
a peak for other shows. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
like, so I think like the finale was still like an 8 out of 10 for me, and I think this season was like a solid 8 for me. I think this is probably the weakest season for me, but it feels like a lot of this season is like character setup. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, definitely setting up for the next type of season.
definitely like a lot of setup on how the characters are going to work. Like a lot of setup on like the character growth. This was like a very character driven season, so it was pretty slow at times. There is some stuff I feel like I was like, oh, we're doing this again. Okay, but overall, like, yeah, I'd say the season was really, really good. A couple
Yeah.
misses. The finale was pretty. Finale. I was whelmed by the finale. I would say
Yeah.
it was good. Again, I would say the finale was like a solid 8 out of 10. But I do have some problems with. I think a lot of the minor details in this season kind of get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like in season 1 and 2, everything felt like really tight and really well written. And for me, I feel like we lost some of that in some of the smaller characters. So yeah, I think the boys really good. Really
So
good.
you'd say
Really
like an
good.
8 out of 10, 7.5, somewhere there.
I'd say I'd say it's a light 8. It's a light
Okay.
8. Light 8 for me.
All right. Well, transition to Thor. What do you think of Thor, Christian?
Thor.
I liked it. I know it was divisively getting reviewed. Worse than Multiverse of Madness, I'm pretty sure, by a decent percent. So I was going in expecting like, what in the world am I gonna get? And I liked it. Yeah. Not quite as much as Ragnarok. I don't know if anything will ever match Ragnarok for me, but like I enjoyed it more than Doctor Strange.
Okay.
For me, like I understand some people too were like, Thor: Love and Thunder was really silly, and there were some good jokes and some jokes that missed for me, and that's a very fair take. I'm gonna be honest. Almost every joke hit for me. I guess I'm just like they were.
Normie fruit.
I am, dude. There were these goats. There was like this whole ex jealousy thing going on. Like it was just dumb fun for me. And I think they executed it well. It wasn't executed perfectly, but for the most part, like I went in. That's kind of what I was expecting. I went in. I had fun.
What could you ask from a movie if you go in there and have fun?
Yeah, I put it like 8.5.
Better than Jurassic Park.
Yeah, not even
Okay,
close for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, 8.5.
BlueWestlo. Transition to your review.
Lukewarm Westlow today. I don't know.
Glass half empty, maybe.
I might have been ruined because Ragnarok is like easily my favorite MCU movie, and Ragnarok, like front to back, is just perfect movie for me. Like I will often go back and watch Ragnarok because I love it so much, and so maybe I am a victim of my own standards for Thor now. But like I don't know, it was like it had a lot of the elements that made Ragnarok great. For sure. But it felt like they tried to turn it to 11 and it didn't always like rubber band, like it felt like when they turned into 11, like Rubber Band, like, yo, that was wick. Do we have to? All right, this is getting a little played out. I could have written that when I was 12. Like,
I mean,
it,
I
it
agree.
was very, like high highs, low lows for me. So I liked it still. Like, it was still fun. Like, I didn't come out the movie like I wasted my ticket. No, like, I was like I had a good time. It was a good movie. I guess it just definitely didn't like live up to my expectations from Ragnarok, and yeah, it was a pretty. It was about the most 7 out of 10 movie I think I've watched.
Has Spider-Man just spoiled us too much that we just think everything is going to be as good as that?
Well, see, I think
I mean,
like for me, it was the opposite. After Doctor Strange, I stopped setting expectations. And so for like Thor, I wasn't like, this is going to be next Ragnarok. I was just like, I think I'll go and enjoy it. So I set no expectations because I think that's why I didn't enjoy Doctor Strange as much, was because this whole multiverse idea, I had like way bigger expectations. And so
yeah.
they didn't meet my standards. So then Thor was coming around. I'm like, okay, like I'm just going to start to manage my expectations. And I think part of it too is like, I think people would have liked this one more if we hadn't gotten Ragnarok. But I think like Blue's kind of what was saying was like, this has kind of been played out somewhat. Like, I think it would have been received well if this, had been Ragnarok, so to speak, not like the whole story, but in essence. But I think it's also like I think it's just part of it too is fatigue and stuff, and like some of the surprises and mystique and all the stuff of the cinematic universe is getting harder to meet those expectations or standards.
I wish I could say that. I think it's just. I think for me, they have the MCU like wants to be more and more grandiose, but like so often, like these scripts like buckle under that pressure, and so it just feels like they're always trying to push it more harder and harder. But like, it's like how far can you push it till it's just like diminishing returns type feeling for me? Because like my favorite Marvel project of this year is Miss Marvel. Great
I have yet
show.
to watch it yet.
It
I
is.
wanted to have the catalog ready.
It is
then
a
I could just...
genuinely great show, and I'm having so much fun. And I was like, yo, like, I think for me, like Miss Marvel has like a lot of heart to it that a lot of the MCU has kind of felt like it's kind of been missing. Um, No Way Home, incredible movie because it had because there's so much love put into it. And yeah, it was cheesy and it was over the top, but it was still grounded in I don't know. I don't know how to describe. I don't know. I'm trying to find the words. And I still like Doctor Strange. Great movie. Kind of carried by the characters, and it feels like a lot of MCU is still carried by the characters, but is like spending so much time trying to make like the events bigger and bigger and bigger. And so like sometimes they keep doing it to the point where it's like, I mean, yeah, that was fine, I guess, but like cool. They tried to turn it to 11 again and it just fell flat. And
that is
so
well, I want to agree with you on that point. Like that's something even while I was watching and like walking away from it, I like even still I had fun, but it was like villain was kind of weak. I think they could have done a lot more with Christian Bale. Like
yeah.
and the same thing like without spoilers, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like his end goal was like that's just kind of ridiculous. And that's what it felt like. Like even at the end, the climax, whatever, it's like I'm not that invested in this because like that's the problem is, and I always return it back to Eternals or whatever because like that felt to me like the ultimate like, oh, we are really going far with this. Where it's just like I feel like most of the stuff we enjoy the most, like even Spider-Man, Far From Home. even given its implications, it still felt more contained. Like
Far From Home is like kind of the start of where I started seeing like, oh, this is going to be a problem. We're definitely going to come into this problem of where it's like the stakes, like the implications of the stakes keep getting higher. And no matter how much they try to do it, they never write it in a way that makes me care enough. Like I'm still going for Spider-Man. And that's why I go to these movies for these characters. And I don't know. I think that's why I like Miss Marvel so much because it's such a bit. It's an introduction of this character, and it feels very. I don't know. It feels like very like, hey, let's put these characters. Let's just throw these characters on screen and let's let the characters make their magic. And that's why I love the MCU so much. Whereas like Moon Knight is like, hey, here's this cool character. You like him, right? And it's like, yeah, Marvel, you guys can write some characters. Haha. Anyways, the last 3 episodes are going to be fucking MCU CGI come jerk off fest. Oh, that's not why I come to these movies. Uh, and they keep doing it like that, where it's like the third act is like, here's the corporate CGI beatdown, and it's like, ooh, that was
that's
cool at first, but now I'm getting kind of burnt out, guys.
that's what it felt
Can we
like
stop it?
with like Christian Bale's villain. Like I think they're so afraid to push and give the villains, but I think honestly, I think that like that should be the next step is like making even more compelling victims because like if they had given the villain a little more time for him to really develop, like because like for me, like I always go back to Black Panther because like for me, like that was one of my favorite villains, Warmonger or
God.
something.
And the ultimate third act just getting bogged down by corporate Marvel CG splooge fest.
But it created this and I think that's why the movie was so interesting too because it wasn't so black and white and it wasn't so typical like good guy bad guy, and I
Yeah,
think like this movie
it
suffered
was
from that.
compelling. Like I think a lot of Marvel villains lately have like tried to replicate that not everything's black and white. And it's like, oh great, another villain that's like, oh yeah, I have this world is idealized and people love it, but also I'm actually a piece of shit. It's like, whoa,
Like with in this movie
did this
without
with
spoilers,
Killmonger, guys. We could let's try to write a little better, boy. It's been a couple years.
at that too, and that's why like at the beginning of the movie I was like, oh this is kind of interesting, and then it didn't get more interesting. Like I think there was something there, and that's why I specifically like this one too. Is like I feel like they could have like this could have been an more interesting story, but they didn't quite. Like I think it was instead of focusing on some more of that, they went like, aha, more funny moments, which is why to me I
Yeah,
was like, it was just dumb fun. But I'm also not gonna say like, yeah, I went out thinking like, okay, yeah, that was dumb fun, but
I f-
story
yeah.
wise, it definitely wasn't perfect.
I feel like sometimes with Marvel, they've really fallen into this trap where it's like if they get scared something's not going to work, they just rely on, okay, well, what did this beloved movie do? Yeah, let's do it again. Like people will like it. Like there's not going to be any backlash, and there won't be. But it's also not going to be like, wow, that was amazing. Like I don't know.
Well, I
I
think
just
maybe they're seeing the backlash now. Now the backlash is like, okay, like with this movie, it seems like I haven't read what the critics are saying, but it might be something like that. Like, okay, this is played out, and we can see what you're doing, and it just doesn't work anymore. Like
yeah.
we were
For as
expecting something different.
grandiose, for as grandiose and like as boundary pushing, they try to make like this new phase seem it's still like so often just feels so safe. I think the only show that really made the sense of scale and stakes feel like oh shit, this multiverse shit is serious was Loki, and that was it. I don't think they've
Loki
managed
was
to
really
nail
good.
that. Loki, what a goated. Loki's still the best, like by far, of the TV show of the Marvel TV for me. Like not even close. But yeah, I think that's the only moment where I felt like, oh shit, like things really matter. Like I'm really on board with this multiverse stuff. And then I don't know, it just feels very hopefully they'll figure it out. But I don't know, I feel like this I'm just kind of tired of like the for a while there really felt like, oh damn, like this is Marvel's era right now. Like they're killing it. And
You can only
lately,
eat cake so many times before cake is kind of
for
old.
sure. But lately, it really just feels like Marvel has like this basket of like of like branded chocolate bars, and it's like they just pick one out of the basket, and here you go. Next movie. Here's a
Yeah, they're
Snickers.
just
Next movie. You've had a Kit Kat before, right? Here's a Kit Kat. Throws it at your face. Ooh, a Babe Ruth. Fuck it. Here you go. Like,
I think they're just
100
that's part of
grand?
it too is they're just putting stuff more through production without the same fine tune comb, which
Tuning.
like I like that's the problem. Like I don't have it. Like I don't wish to be in Kevin Feige's situation at all because like
100%.
that is it.
Uh,
Like how in the world are you supposed to like? It's gotten so big. It's like suffering from success, and
it's literally
especially
suffering.
the first couple years and the first movies, it was small enough scale. It was easy to know what to focus in on, and even if some
Yep,
of the
yep.
movies didn't hit, you know, it was a lot easier to because like Infinity War was the clear goal. It was a lot cleaner to get there.
Always, yeah, we always knew where it was event. Like we never felt like where's this going.
And then Infinity War, the Infinity Saga was a banger. And then like, okay, well now what? And I think that's the problem. Is it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm
okay,
still in the
yeah,
now what.
yeah, now what? Because it's like, I think that's it. Is like some of the stories are still like big and grandiose, but they don't feel that big and grandiose to me, at least.
They
To
just
where
feel
it's like,
safe.
yeah, you either need to like make it something really local and like something personal to this story and this character and this world, like their world, or make it the bigger picture. Like I feel like we're in this weird in between, and that's just it. Is like they have these big things going on, but also they don't really matter in the grand scheme. So like, is it the grand? It's I feel like that's the confusing part. But with all that said, though, I still came out of it with those gripes, and I was like, I laughed a lot. So that's how I saw it. I definitely think it could be better, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess I'm a 12-year-old. Those goat scenes, dude. I was like, this is so stupid. Why is this so funny to me? But it was. So I guess they're marketing towards me. But I think that's part
It's
of it too.
working.
Is if that was every Marvel movie, then it would be like okay. But I think I just needed that after Multiverse.
Another kind of finale we can talk about. I don't know if you guys watched it. Did you guys watch Stranger Things, the final episodes?
I've only seen the first
No.
3
What?
of part 1, I think.
Wow.
Still haven't watched Stranger Things.
There's been like
Still probably not. Still
20
probably not gonna.
shows that have
Yeah,
dropped in
I
the
get
past
that.
like 3 weeks.
I've reached fever pitch. Like I'm at the peak of everyone. Guys, watch Stranger Things. Oh my god,
Yeah, I mean the
God!
normie crew is there for sure. Like it
And
is
I'm just like. At first, I was like, I'll check it out, but now it's like, stop telling me to watch
annoying.
it.
Yeah.
Stop!
Sounds
I'm
like
not
they're
gonna
like One
watch it
Piece
now.
fans, you know?
They're the Stranger Things are the One Piece fans of. Oh my god, you're so right.
Well, I think what's funny is I think Claire and I were talking about this as well, and my friend Corey. I think it's like I can almost directly relate this to what I was just talking about with Marvel, Blue and I. Is the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things hit different. Season 3 was good, but didn't quite hit the same. And season 4 so far has been good, but it's still not hitting the same because of the same thing. It's like it's kind of solved now. Like nothing has the same mystery. Nothing quite has the same mystique. Like after every like the first season and especially in like the second season of Stranger Things, you'd end the episode like I gotta know what happens next.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it too, is like they had a great story to tell, and then you figured it out, and now we keep going, but it's not gonna have the same impact. And like nothing feels as mysterious. And like as a viewer, I'm still like, oh, interesting, but it doesn't nearly have me as like enthralled. Which is why we've been watching it casually. It's good, but I think that's part of it too. Is like I don't think it'll ever be as good as season 1 and 2. Just because of the way, like for me, the universe was set up and the questions, and then what driving me in the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things was like all these questions and wanting answers and so interested. To whereas now I'm watching it for the characters, which is a good thing, but also like it doesn't quite have that same external hook for me. So I'm gonna watch it, and it's been good so far, but like I think that's also why I just haven't like made a point to like bum rush through it yet. I don't know. I think you're muted.
Rob, you muted.
Oh
I was
shit,
like,
my
am I
bad.
crazy? Like,
No, I was
Yeah,
muted.
I was like,
No, I'm like,
is he
I'm
gonna...
sick, and like whenever I cough or something like that, I mute my mic, and I just totally forgot.
All right, run it back, Rob. Run it back.
I was like,
I mean, I liked it. I just am not gonna go on a 20-minute thread about how great it is and break it down and do all these like fan theory threads. I'd go into
mean,
Cindy's office and she'd be
could
listening
be.
to like this cool, crazy like theory, and then we were watching the finale. She's like, none of them are right. Like,
Well, like, and if some people enjoy it, like that's cool. But I think for me, that's where the Stranger Things magic has been lost. It's a good
is the
show in its
mysterious
own right.
mystique kind of part of it?
Yeah, it's a good show, but it for me it doesn't have the same effect on me as season 1 and 2, and that's not of their own fault. Like again, too, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh well, this is how I would have solved it. I don't know how you solve it. I feel like that's a big issue with storytelling. Is how do you always up the stakes while keeping the interest the same, if not greater? And I feel like that's hard to do.
Do you guys want to move on to Patreon questions? Because I know
Let's
we have
do
a
it.
ton to catch up on.
Let's shotgun these.
Ezra asks, question for all. When people you care about really want to go and do certain activities that you know you will not enjoy in the slightest, how do you go about that? Do you just cave in and go for their sake? Do you try and make a compromise? Or do you just stand your ground and refuse on your own sake, for your own sake?
I mean, I would tell them, yo, here's why I don't enjoy it. I think for me, it's like I think if you really don't want to do something, you can still go there and like be supportive of them doing it. But like if you really don't want to do it, like I don't think anyone forcing you to do something when you really don't want to do it is like, I think if that person really cares about you, they'll understand.
Well, I think Cindy and I had this huge kind of issue when we were first starting to date where it was like we always had to do everything together. And it was starting like, yeah, I was always doing it, but I'd like not have the greatest of times. And then she'd more so worry about me not having a good time than actually just having a good time. So as you start growing in a relationship and stuff, you talk and you're just like, look, like if you want to go and like do some stuff like without me, that's totally okay. You know, and I know Sydney doesn't like being a homebody like I do. So like there are times where she's like, let's go out. I'm like, all right, like we've
Hey,
been staying at
yeah,
home a lot. Like,
exactly.
let's go do something. Like, yes, like
Hey, it's okay for parts of each other's lives to not be touched by your partner. Like that is, it's
that's
healthy.
I think healthy. Ooh.
So like if there's something you really don't want to do, then I don't know, you should just be like, yo, I don't really like this. And if they're like, okay, well actually go fuck yourself, then it's like, okay, I think you got bigger problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of all spoke on it. Say no, believe it or not, is a healthy boundary.
Very healthy.
So you need to learn to say no, but kind of like Rob also pointed out too, there is a thing as compromise. You don't
Yeah,
just
very much.
always like no matter what shut it down because you don't want to do it. There is always going to be something that you won't both agree on, but like that's kind of you make a concession. Like, yeah, I don't really want to go out, but yeah, we've stayed
We
at
haven't
home
gone
and
out in forever. Yeah.
yeah, and I haven't
Like
done
if you
something with you in a
know,
while.
if you know for a fact you're probably going to bring the vibe down because you don't like something that much, then at that point it's like, all right, understandable. But like if it's like, hey, we should go do something, we should go try something new, then you know, give it a shot.
But
But if But if if the person you love is like, they'll understand if you talk it out with them, tell them how you feel.
Because
Communication.
ironically, took me a while to learn too. As a people pleaser, saying yes all the time for their sake is actually going to do
That
more
just
damage.
is gonna do so much damage.
So you got to think
Hard to say
about
no.
both people, but um, you're not in charge of their feelings. So if you say no and that's the right thing for you, you don't have to worry about how they're going to take that because that's up to them. If you make the healthy decision and you're also like just like that, like, hey, I don't want to, I'm not going to have fun, and then by default we're not going to have fun. You know what? No. And then that's where you keep an open dialogue.
Kingly Crow says, for all you guys, what's been the hardest part of growing your audience for your content? I don't know, staying relevant, I guess, but also like trying to have fun still while also staying relevant, I guess. That's for my stream at least.
Sam, like, variety used to work and now variety doesn't. So how do I keep having fun but keep people
Not
around?
lose my fucking brain. Like,
I wish I could, man. I wish I could.
You ask these two. I've never had a grip on it.
the podcast blew. We're 140 episodes deep, dude. Give yourself some credit.
Oh, well, I mean this is just, I mean, this is easy. I get to hang out and talk shit with my buds. I don't even think about GG Easy as my job or anything. I just think, yo, we're recording the podcast. What are we talking about this week, boys? But like,
I mean,
I don't
there's
know,
just Dream Team episodes just with
GG
Cam
Easy is
now.
kind of my safe space. Like, I don't really. This is the part of my content creator job I don't really even
Stress about or anything.
I don't stress about. Like, it's like I'm just recording with the boys. But like, yeah, like with content creation, I don't know.
And that's thanks to you
I've
listeners.
never had a grip on the whole streaming, creating content, YouTubing thing. So,
Question here from Addie says, what's been your favorite merch item or line y'all have come out with? For me, it was the OG lemon grenade for 60 or 600K.
ooh, that was a goat.
I did like that one.
I always have a soft spot for the Dream Team OG shirt, I would say. That's like my favorite shirt. Or the fruit content shirt.
For me, it's probably my little plushie.
Plushie, yeah.
I like the little plushie.
Mine is my plushie as well. The
Yeah,
content plushie came out so good. Oh, I mean, all the content stuff is great, by the way. Shout out.
Oh, I mean, you know,
just goated.
The Fruit Summit one that's coming here soon.
I will say there is one that I still is always got a place in my mind, in the back of my head, rent free. Is that fucking Dream Team shirt we never got to release? It is so. I was so proud of that when I made it, and me and Fruit were just sitting there like, "Yo, this fucks," and I was like, "I know." I don't know how I made this. And I was like, I put so much work in this. And Fruit was like, this fucks. And I was like, this fucks. And then like in unison, we're like, this fucks.
And then Bungie's like, no, it doesn't.
It's so funny. Like whenever I see someone release like Destiny related merch and it's literally just like the Witch Queen on a t-shirt. Like,
yeah. Yeah. And we're like, yo, we like straight up did like a whole, this is original artwork. And then I'm still a little upset at that.
No, I think part of it too is like I think they could have bothered to go after us for that shirt, but like if it's some smaller creator like that where it's like pretty sus, they're just not even gonna bother.
I don't think they would have regardless, but I think it's just like because the direct from, we were like, hey, open line of communication, Bungie, yo,
yeah, we want to see if this is cool, and then we got very
and then
legal,
they were like,
no.
They were like, yeah, we can't say yes to that, bro. The plus side of being cool with the devs and the community managers, but the downside of, yo, just gonna be straight up with y'all, that's a no.
I mean, I wouldn't have gone back and did it differently because legally speaking and stuff, like,
for sure,
could have gotten in trouble. And if they
they just sued a guy for $7 million, so
we have the option of directly asking them. So when they give us an answer, it's like, yeah.
And we're not gonna go against that because then it's just like we totally disregard
like
this.
because we straight up directly asked them and they told us no, and we're not just gonna be like, oh, we can sneak it by. Like,
well, I think there's some wiggle room in that.
Goo Boy says, "Howdy everyone. I just wanted to drop to highly recommend Chainsaw Man. It's the only manga right now. It's only a manga, but it should be coming to anime soon with part 2 of the manga as well. Are there any manga or anime recommendations you guys have at the current moment?"
I did see the trailer for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, it
I
looks
think it's
very
coming to like
interesting and weird.
Crunchyroll or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very odd, but it looks like interesting.
I haven't really watched anime. I think I talked about it too. I hadn't really until about a month ago anyway consumed much TV or movie content, anime or not. I saw the first episode of Spy Family, and that was cool. I know a lot of people are on that, so Spy Family, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have any recommendations at the moment, and I don't read. Anything for you, Blue?
I've been watching a lot of anime. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, we've kind of fallen off the wagon.
I've fallen off the anime wagon recently. I don't know what's happening with me. Yeah, I haven't really watched anything. There's nothing's really like grabbed me, and like I gotta watch this anime.
Question from the legend, the counselor says, "What's worse, having your fingernails peeled with a piece of glass, or having both big toes crushed by a rock?"
They're both big toes crushed by a rock.
Wait, which one's
fingernails
worse?
is like fingernails is like I feel like there's like really specific nerves under your fingernails that like if you get those peeled, that's maximum pain. Whereas like getting my toe
the
crushed.
question is, what's worse, Blue?
Oh, what's worse?
Yep.
I would say probably getting your nails.
Yeah,
peeled,
at least
to
with
be
your
honest.
toes, it's like over and done with, and you're like, ow.
I mean, I guess
I've broken a toe before. I've never crushed it, but I've broken it, and it hurts. But
I mean,
you can live.
I think what's worse pain is that, but I guess if there's then repercussions, I would suck it up with the fingernails because long-term damage with toes is a lot different than fingernails that'll grow back.
Okay.
But if it's just pain, I don't have to worry about the long term. Yeah, crush my toes.
That's the I guess the toe long term would be worse, but I don't know, nails.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Question here from Glade says, "Easy question here. When you shower, do you face towards the shower head or face away and lean your head back?"
I rotate a lot. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's.
I do a lot of rotating.
Sit there like
I'm like a rotisserie chicken. I'm just like slowly doing a little like rotating dance to get like my face, my back, my pussy, and my crack. You know what I mean?
There it's coming. Well, it doesn't make sense. Like, is it when I'm doing something specific? Because like, how are you gonna wash your back? Or like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Specifically, like, get the hair. Like, if I'm doing my hair, yeah, I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna turn and do my back, and then
no. I think I understand what they're saying. Is like when like if you're facing the shower head, do you like face your head toward it, or are you like let that shit just like do like a flash dance, like like.
I mean, I guess I face way more often than not. Because I have like a TV, or not TV, but my phone. You put your phone in there, and you close it, and you have like YouTube videos.
I would say more often than not, I definitely face my head down. Mr. Fruit, you look lost.
I just do. I guess like if I'm in the shower not doing anything, I'm usually facing away. So,
okay.
If that's there's so many different ways to interpret that.
Question here from Carson says, "Quick show recommendation. Rob, if you really liked Yellowstone, you'll love Ozark. Mr. Fruit, you need to catch up on The Boys if you haven't already, because it's peak television. And Blue, watch
just the
One
finale,
Piece,
man. All right,
because it's better than any other piece of anime,
bro."
And he does have a One Piece profile picture.
I got one piece of advice for you. I ain't watching that.
I mean, like that's the thing.
I watched it for. I gave that show. I literally sat through like several dozen episodes. I think I sat through like 60 episodes of One Piece. And like as I'm about to start like going into the 70s, I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't want to watch this.
And
I gave up.
I just the best piece of anime ever. But I'm not going to fault anyone, including myself, for not wanting to journey on that endeavor, because it's ridiculous. If it caught up to the manga, what are 1,200, 1,300? How many episodes are there? And I know some are filler, but still.
Like, I think Naruto is a huge ask.
Yeah.
And the canon episodes are a fraction of One Piece's. Like, nah,
I only
I'm
watched
good.
the canon. Yeah, I was like, I can't. So yeah, I believe you. It's probably a great anime. Will I ever find out? Probably not.
Accelerator 03, if I'm saying that correct. I know you're getting the group all together for party games is tough, but do you guys feel like the games like Drawful and Jackbox will be able to make a triumphant comeback, especially now that Fruit has a new channel? By the way, last TT feeds on Fruit's channels were epically hilarious, and as was Joey getting pummeled in For Honor. Nice.
That was fun.
I mean, I love making those videos because it's just like us literally like party gaming and having fun. I'm sure we'll do like some sort of couch co-op of like Drawful and those type of games like at Fruit Summit. But yeah, I'm sure we'll try.
There's just always a lot to do.
Yeah, exactly. Mommy has a question. Says, if chili is spicy and Rob's new hairstyle is hot, what's wasabi gonna be? I don't get it. Oh, I see. What's Dado's hairstyle at Fruit Summit. There you go.
Ooh, good answer.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll go.
Ruben's mustache.
I'll go Joey's hair.
Okay.
It's so long and luscious.
Joey does have some pretty luscious hair.
I am.
Don't tell him I said. Don't tell him I said that because then he's
I'll
gonna
delete
like.
it. Don't worry.
Whenever I give Joey a compliment, it's like when guys like. It's like when guys are like.
He's just my friend,
like,
bro. I swear.
10 no. It's like what 10 years ago someone said you were cute, and like you held that compliment for dear life. For the rest of your life, because like that's like I feel like that's with Joey. Like if I give Joey a compliment, he's like, "Lou, do you mean that?" And I'm just like,
No.
"No, I hate you." Deep down, I meant it, but like I can't admit that to him because then he's gonna like
sitting in therapy that week. Like, he said he didn't mean it.
That meant a lot to me, and Blue said he didn't mean it. So yeah, I can't. Don't tell anyone I said nice things about Joey. He's gonna.
I'm just like worried about standing next to him and having him just be way taller than me.
How
everyone
tall is
way taller
Joey?
than us. He's like 6'1" or something.
Yo, oh, that's right. You guys are. See, I don't think about it when I see.
We're
Like when I
above
thought about it, I was
average.
like, yeah,
You guys are
I'm
what?
taller. Yeah, I'm taller than you guys, but like I don't think about that. Like I didn't.
Yeah, we're short white cis
Literally,
males. What do
yeah.
you want from us?
Did you? Okay, but when you
Aside
guys.
from Dado,
Okay, but like
literally
someone
everyone
like.
else is like. Hey guys.
I think the only person that like. I feel like you guys were genuinely like be in awe of is Arios, because Arios is a tall ass dude.
He's like built
fit.
like a
he's tall and built like a fucking Tonka truck.
Statue.
Poor you guys, you poor guys. Everyone is taller than you. That's true.
Question from Carlos from Lit says, looking forward to the Fruit Summit this year. What are some games / activities you guys are planning or doing that we didn't get to see since the first Fruit Summit? Also joined after episode 139 and always support you guys. Well, thanks for the new stand.
Thanks, friend.
Well, that reminds me to ask you guys watching to comment or tweet or make a Reddit thread for summit ideas, especially. It's been so long, but I know we've mentioned some things we said we would do, but it's been like 2 years now. So feel free to remind us. I know one of them was like the soda taste challenge was one we said on the podcast. If there's been others or something you specifically would like to see as a suggestion, let us know. But I have a list, but like as far as like things we saw before, we're definitely going to do the hot ones, the family food, whatever, episode 2. We might try and do mini golf again.
We may do like one podcast with like instead of just like individual podcasts, just maybe do like a big group one. Whoever wants to hop in can
And then a whole bunch of stuff we hadn't done before. So
Yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. And you'll be able to support the Fruit Summit in some sort of way here soon. Got a question here from Zoz or Zoz, whatever. Hey guys, question for everyone. Are you guys big manga readers? No, okay. That's
I've been getting into Berserk.
Blue has dabbled. If so, even if you not have read Solo Leveling, I highly recommend reading it. The art is amazing, and so is the story. It's one of the best mangas I've ever read, and it's getting an anime in 2023. So then I'll wait.
Yeah, I've heard
Though
about
I'm
that
sure
one.
if Robbie read it, he will want to get more tattoos since IMO, since it's above Demon Slayer manga anime, and that's saying a lot.
I know it starts
I've heard
like
a
a
lot about Solo
webtoon or
Leveling.
web anime or whatever they're called.
I just know the
Yeah.
next tattoo I'm getting on this arm is Skinny All Might. Will be
All Might.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Solo Leveling. Heard a lot of good things.
At this
Probably
point,
give it a
I'll
try
wait.
eventually.
I'll wait till the
Yeah.
anime.
Fire says if the world was here to end, if the world were to end tomorrow, I see. Who is the last person you'd want to be with? You can only choose one person to be with.
That's
Sydney?
easy.
My wife.
I think we all have the answer, so
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Addie says at Blue, what do you think of the BRZ/FRS platform for mild project / daily driver? I don't know what I just said.
What the hell? Let me read that in the thing.
Yeah, Blue. What do you think of the BRZ/FRS?
Oh, for like a project. I see. At that point, I feel like a BRZ is like that's a good project.
What does that mean?
You know, so BRZ, it's the Subaru, the little coupe,
Oh, I see.
and then the what is it? The Nissan FRS, right? Is that what it is?
I guess so. I'm guessing.
They're the same car, but they're different brand. Yeah, the Nissan FRS. No, I feel like a BRZ FRS is a cool project. Where I get cringe on car projects is like a Forester. Someone's like got a kitted out Forester. I'm like, what the fuck are you? It's a Forester, bro. And they're just like, oh no, bro, this Forester's gonna smoke someone. I'm like, in what? In a
in the quarter.
Where? In the this is gonna smoke him in the quarter. In like fucking cousin fucking Narnia, dude. Like I don't want to see her kitted out Forester. Go away. But yeah, I think a BR is. I feel like that's like the perfect. Like let's see, a little passion project, a little personal project. That's perfectly fine. That's a nice little a good like starter sports car that you can really like make your own. I think that'd be wicked. As far as daily driver though, I'm just really over stick shifts. Like it has to be automatic or CVT.
Yeah, I'm so over stick.
I can't justify like getting a nice like sports car if I'm gonna drive it every day. You know what I mean? So at this point, I'm going full dad sedan automatic, just something I can back and forth.
Question from Mark Rissay. Have you guys seen the trailers for Skull and Bones? If you have, do you think you'll play it? And if it is ever released?
Don't know what that
I had it on the topic list because I know the obscure games that inevitably go to die as soon as they release. Which is looking like that's going to be Skull and Bones.
Don't kill
it look cool?
It's going to die on release is what I'm saying. Because I'm going to play it. That's how I know. It was released it was revealed by Ubisoft in 2017. And looked like it would come out pretty soon, and that was it. We never heard about it again. So it's essentially been in like development hell for 5 years. And we just got a reveal of it. And what have they been doing for 5 years?
God knows.
I don't know.
Is it that bad?
Well, like the thing is, I guess, like there was so much criticism when it was first released. I think at some point I don't remember hearing it, but something like they were convinced it was canceled. Like they're gonna cancel it. Then they brought it back. Then they were trying to like change it somewhat. And it just, I don't know what it wants to be. It's like people want to play as a
level progression.
Yeah, people want to play as a pirate. You play as a ship, essentially. Because like one of the big things was you go around on a ship. Obviously, you're a pirate. You go around. You want to upgrade your ship, get crew, get better weapons, blah blah blah. But there's no part of it that you interact with outside of the ship. Like you control the ship, you don't walk around the ship. If you start to weaken another boat, you can board them to get their treasure, but you don't board. It's automatic. Like it'll do a cutscene. You don't actually fight. There's no combat like that. You're supposed to go around to like islands to get resources to like make better ships and stuff. So like you'll go to the coast. And to get like trees and stuff, though, you would just sit parked next to an island and you just like see something whack a tree and it falls. Like, I'm still gonna play it, and I'll probably have a decent amount of fun. But it's like I don't know what the game's trying to be. And the only time you get to walk around as your pirate is in like outposts where you just walk to vendors to buy stuff. So I just think a lot of people like that is that like they're expecting the pirate game where you get to play as a pirate, but really you're just playing as a ship. So yeah, I'm gonna play it. But
How long will you be able to play it? Type of thing.
Well, that and my games I play are gonna go die radar. It's spiking on this one. So
I got 2 more questions. Fruit Rasengan says, "What is a hill you're willing to die on?"
Reese's is the best candy.
Counter-Strike Source 2 will come out in the next year.
You're gonna die within a year. Okay.
Yeah.
At least mine's an ambiguous hill. I'm not saying at some point Reese's are going out of favor.
Source 2 will be out in a year and a half. And my skins will explode in price.
I'll get the grave ready. He died on this hill.
It'll be your fault too, Gavin.
It will be.
What hill would you die on, boy?
I feel like that's just like I feel like that what hill you die on is like what hot take will you just
hot take
fight to the death for? Oh, this is easy. This is this is an easy question. Korra is better than the original Avatar.
Okay. That is a hot and spicy take.
Yeah.
Ricardio.
Hey, don't judge me, Mr. Fruit. I saw you over there.
I disagree, but that's why it's a hot take. Or it's just an opinion.
I'm gonna die on that hill. Legend of Korra, overall, better than the original Avatar series.
For me, I think we've talked about it. First season of Korra, I would take over the others, but as a whole,
well, hold on. What's the hill you die on, Fruit?
Reese's is the best candy. The best, actually, just sweet.
Okay, that's fair.
After eating like 30 of them, we should do that again and see if I can match 30 or beat 30. I'm willing to do it. Ricardio the Heart with the last question says, "What is a book/books from your childhood that you think you would still be good reads as adults?" For me, I'd say the Magic Treehouse books. Love you guys and thanks for the content.
I feel like Captain Underpants would low key be the meta now.
The book No David No. That's a great book series. Every page is just No David No, and that's all it is. And David's just getting up to all kinds of crazy stuff.
I guess it doesn't really count
Ruggs.
because it wasn't a kid's book, but I read it when I was a kid. The Star Wars Republic Commando trilogy.
You read that as a kid, like 8?
I used to be literate and smart. I don't know what happened. I started playing Halo.
Your parents were like, "Take this," and it was a book.
I started playing Halo 3, and here I am. So I can trace it back. I know when it started. My degeneracy.
Hey, what a time though to have. You know what I found out about? Because I have a friend that works like behind the scenes at like Blizzard and stuff like that. Do you know why pregame lobbies and postgame lobbies have been taken out of games? Like you remember at Halo, you would have like a map.
Because gamers can't be trusted.
No, because he said they just game developers want to get you into the game and out of the game as quick as possible to make you want to re-queue. They don't want to give you like any time to not think about like not playing the next game or something like that. So that's why they just like kick you out of the post game, so you can't be like, you guys fucking suck. You suck. You suck.
That's the best part.
And that's why they've taken out like pregame lobbies, because they don't want you to have. They don't want to make the queue time any longer than it has to be.
Well, I recently 1v1 Joey in Halo 3. He never played, so I was like, I'm gonna school him. And we played that, but then we just played some quick match Halo 3. And I don't know, it was just something, dude. Like, I was like, I could sit here and just
play this for hours.
Play this, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
I don't really wanted Infinite to be that, dude, and it still sucks. I did watch the Halo SGDQ run though for the campaign. It was the first time you watched in the actual campaign. What a dog shit campaign it looked like, honestly.
Yeah, I still haven't. Honestly, I might just watch all the cutscenes, like do that YouTube video. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever gonna commit at this point.
But the thing we do have to commit is this ending of the podcast. Almost lost it there.
Nice one.
But thank you guys all for listening to episode 140. We will be back next week with episode 141.
Thank you for supporting us. We hope you're all doing well. I hope your life is going well. And if not...
And I'm going to be honest, I didn't read the comments on the last episode, but I appreciate the course dialogue that probably happened.
I read most of them, actually.
Oh, really?
And they were all pretty supportive. There were a couple.
Oh, that's
but
good.
Anyway, you can do.
Yeah, I mean, that's all right.
I will say there were a lot of people on Twitter who were like, hey, thanks for standing up. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to Twitter.
Just a white
people are
cis
very
ally.
nice to me people are nice to me on Twitter.
Really?
White cis male ally here.
It's because I've been so toxic to all the shitters that they just left my Twitter. So
I'm still muting new conversations every day. It's great. That's Twitter for me. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Doses.